It is officially time for my very first camping adventure this year, and I'm so excited. This was a pretty spontaneous decision. My landlady is painting my deck right now, and also the weather's just been really beautiful, and I have all the equipment I need and everything that I need for new adventures. I actually got a new vehicle earlier this year, and so I've had to kind of rearrange a few things and get some new equipment for my bed especially. But now everything's ready and I'm so excited. And I really wanted to take you along on this journey. It's been a pretty long time since I last uploaded more videos. Well, there has been one recently, but now I'm really starting to feel excited about putting more content on this channel again and sharing my adventures, and I think there will be a lot of those this summer. So now, without further ado, it's time to get going. First stop is going to be the bank. I need to get some cash for my campsite, and then I can't wait to see what's next. Time to go find a campsite. There is a lot of traffic today, so I'm almost a little bit worried that it might be hard to find a campsite today, but it's still early in the day, so I think I'll be fine. But it is a long weekend, which I kind of knew, but I wasn't expecting things to be so busy already on Friday. All right, let's get going. Exactly 2 available sites, and I got one of them. I just paid for my campsite, and I had a nice chat with the park operator, and I asked about something I saw at the information board right after I got here, and that is that it looks like all sites at provincial parks are now 100% reservable. So I wasn't sure if it was just this one or all of them, but it looks like it's all of them. So that is awesome for a lot of people, but it's not that awesome for someone like me who loves to travel spontaneously and just move from site to site and from campground to campground pretty much on a daily basis or every couple days. And so anyway, I asked her if she thought there might be a campsite available at the other campground, Sprout Lake, which is not far from here, tomorrow, and she said it might be difficult, but she's actually going to ask for me tomorrow morning and let me know. So that's really amazing and sweet of her, and I really appreciate it. I always love being in these places and connecting with like-minded people. There's just a sense of family and togetherness, even though you're meeting strangers you've never really met, but there's just this sense of supporting each other, and I always feel really welcome here and in these places. So let's see what happens, but if there's no campsite there tomorrow, I can just stay here, and so I'll definitely have a place to sleep for the next 2 nights. And now, time for some food. This is what I'm almost most excited about today, exploring this trail. I've been here before, but I have never walked this trail. There's another one on the other side of the campground that goes down to the falls, which is also really beautiful. And if you go back to some videos that I shared last year in the fall, then you'll get to see lots and lots of beautiful shots of that waterfall. It was actually salmon season back then, and so there were lots of bears here to you'll get to see those and 2 of those videos too. Maybe I'll link them down below so you can go check them out if you haven't seen them already. But now I want to explore this trail, and this is a pretty long one, 7.5 kilometers one way, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go all the way to the end, but I have the whole day, so I'm going to enjoy this as much as I can, and I hope you do too. It's so beautiful here. I couldn't wait for this moment. I could just feel everything inside of me relaxing. And there's absolutely no one here. Just me and some birds and animals and all of this beautiful nature. Just so you have an idea how big this tree actually is, this must be a really old tree, an old wise friend. I don't know if you can hear that sound. It sounds almost like somebody's listening to music over there, like the drum beats. I don't know if you can hear that, but I think it's actually something in the water. I'll just have to go check it out. So that's what this is. I have to say it freaked me out a little bit at first, but it's just a tree in the water. The forest just smells so amazing here. I wish I could share it with you. There's just something about the smell in the forest, especially in the spring. It's like this sweet, like really sweet smell. It must be some trees in full bloom, and I don't know which one, but I just love it. I think it's time to slowly start turning around. I could keep walking forever, and I've probably not even made it halfway to the end of this trail, but it is getting pretty hot. I've moved away from the river, and also I didn't bring any water, so I'm just getting kind of thirsty, and there's so much more still to see today as well. Aren't these so pretty? I just took some pictures here too. And this reminds me, I might share this story in more detail at some point, but I keep thinking of it. So many years ago, probably 15 years or more, I remember having this thought. I would just love to be able to go out into nature anytime, spend, so much time in nature with my camera and take lots of pictures. And that was when I was still in the corporate world, and it just seemed like this totally, totally out of reach dream, and like it would take something really complicated or like a lot of effort to make it happen. And what I've learned is, all we really need to do so often is just have the dream, set the intention, make the wish, whatever you want to call it, and then let life guide us naturally in that direction. And it's been a long time, but also it didn't really take that long from when I set that intention to it actually starting. And now my life is just so different, and I couldn't imagine it any other way, and I'm so grateful. Back at the campground, and it's so beautiful here too. Now comes the fun part, the other thing that I'm most excited about today, and that is setting up my bed. This is a completely new setup, and I briefly tested it at home, but this is going to be the real test. It's very simple, basically just a sleeping pad and then a memory foam mattress, which I got from Amazon not too long ago. So I'm sleeping on this mattress for the first time tonight, and then a fitted sheet, and then the quilt that I have here, which I got for my camping adventures last year, but I actually sleep under it at home now, and then 2 pillows. And then I'll just have the sleeping bag, or bags if I need both of them, but I'll definitely sleep in the sleeping bag, so it's going to be nice and comfy and also warm. This is what makes me want to stay out here every single time I go car camping. It's just so comfy and so cozy, and it's just so beautiful to be surrounded by nature. Now I'm already getting hungry again. It's about 4:30. Is it too soon to have supper? It's only about 8:30, but I am exhausted. I'm so ready for sleep, and that happens every single time I go camping too. I just feel like I'm so much more attuned to the natural rhythm of the light. And now I'm already in my pajamas and I'm gonna turn my phone off and get a good night's sleep. Alright, I just went to the bathroom, washed my hands in the river, and my next project is going to be hopefully finding a place where I can get my vehicle checked. So there's one that I know of, I'm just not sure they're open today, but I feel a little bit nervous about driving too far and too fast with this light being on without knowing what it is. So these guys were super helpful. They checked my engine light and then also my oil, and I thought I was due for an oil change maybe, but they were kind enough to tell me that it's not time yet, and they did everything for free, so I'm super grateful. Now, the problem is that it is a bit of a more serious issue. I think I've had the same before with my old vehicle, and so it's a problem with the coolant system. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna try and find a repair shop that can help me fix this today, but they did tell me that it might be almost impossible here in this town today, so let's see what happens. I did some research and it looks like there's one shop that is open today. I called them and he said that he would be back at 1:30. Now it's 11:15-ish, and he said he would have a look at it. No promises though, so keeping my fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious or dramatic, and then maybe hopefully he can fix it right away. I definitely would feel more comfortable knowing that it's taken care of, or at least that it's safe for me to drive home. So I'm here, and the guy was able to check everything, and he was able to order the part that he needs, and he can do it today. Not right away, but today. So right now I'm waiting for him to come back, and then I'll leave the keys with him and I'll go for a walk, and then hopefully sooner rather than later my vehicle will be fixed. I just walked back to the harbor. It was about a 15-minute walk or so, and I was hoping to find a coffee place here or to sit outside, but it's incredibly windy right now, so I'm gonna see what I want to do. I brought a book and I'm just gonna go with the flow, but he said that it might take him about 1.5 to 2 hours to fix my vehicle, so I'll just enjoy it as much as I can. All done. Now, time to figure out what I'm gonna do for the rest of today. I'm not entirely sure yet whether I'm gonna drive home or maybe find another place to camp. If, then it'll probably be a wild camping spot, but that might be fun as well. This is a tough decision. I'm at the local visitor center in the shade and trying to clear my mind. Part of me really wants to get out into nature again and find a place to sleep and just rest for the night, and part of me just wants to go back home. So I think I'm just gonna stay here for, I don't know, as long as I need to to get clear, and then I'll get moving. If I wanted to, I could camp here tonight. Nobody here. This belongs to church, and I found this on iOverlander. Now, there are some spots in the shade, but it's not necessarily the kind of place where I would usually camp. This would be awesome if I were traveling for a longer period of time and I just desperately needed a place to stay. And then I would highly recommend this little secret getaway. Now, I'm really gonna have to decide what I want to do. So there was another surprise on my way home. All of a sudden I got a low engine coolant warning, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. The guy at the repair shop did say that he might have to top it up, and maybe he didn't. So I'm not seeing an evidence of any leak, but I am already on my way home, so I think that's what I need to do today. I checked this gas station for engine coolant. They have something that I'm just not entirely sure if it is exactly what I need. I'm not gonna experiment with things that I have no idea about. Time to get going, and then I'll check it when I'm home. I'll check the fluid levels and everything, and keeping my fingers crossed that everything's gonna turn out just fine. I can't believe how much everything's grown in just a day, really. It looks amazing though. The plants look super happy. Good morning. I'm sitting out here on my beautiful sunny deck this morning, enjoying my tea, and I just checked the fluid levels again, and the coolant has gone down a little bit, although I don't necessarily think that is any cause for concern, because I did some research and it looks like it just, it expands when it heats up, and so it'll shrink a little bit when it cools down. And it is quite significantly below the minimum though, which does worry me a little bit, and not feeling totally comfortable driving. So I think what I'm gonna do is I don't know, I didn't think of this earlier, but actually I think I'm just gonna order some coolant fluid online and then have it delivered here. Hopefully that won't take too long. It will definitely take longer than if I went to the store today, but I just feel like I don't need more stress right now, and I have enough food for a little bit. So, including what's growing here in my beautiful garden, which I'm so grateful for. All right, I found another solution. My landlady is so kind to let me use her old vehicle. That's kind of her second vehicle that she doesn't use very much. And ordering online would probably take more than a week, so this is much better. Got my engine coolant, and fun fact, I noticed on the way here that this vehicle actually seems to have the exact same problem. I noticed there's a check engine light on here too, and when I got close to this area, I noticed that it was starting to overheat. So I don't know how big of a deal it is. I'm a little bit nervous to drive back home too soon. I might want to let the engine cool off a little bit, although my landlady drives this vehicle pretty much every day or every other day, so it should be fine. I just think it's kind of funny that I was so worried about driving my vehicle to town because it might overheat, and now I have one that is actually really overheating. Funny how this manifesting thing works sometimes. all done.